Welcome to episode 2 of Horror Movie Maniacs. Join us as we discuss Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise.
Mummy's like the maggots now.
Thank you all for joining us. I am your host Ben, and I'm joined by my co-host Grant.
Hello.
So Grant, do you want to kick us off today then by giving us the synopsis for Evil Dead Rise?
Happily. So this is according to IMDb, obviously. A reunion between two estranged sisters gets cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable.
Awesome. Yeah, brilliant. So before we go any further, I just want to let you all know that we are going to be discussing the film in great detail, so there will be spoilers.
There will definitely be spoilers.
There will indeed, yes. So if you haven't seen the movie, probably stop now, unless you don't care. And then,
Or get our take on it and then go and watch it. Whatever you fancy.
Yeah, good stuff. Cool. Okay, right. So let's just start off then by talking about the storyline. What did you make of it, really? How do you feel about... Oh, yeah, go on.
I like the storyline a lot.
Okay.
It didn't do anything new.
Yeah.
It kind of followed the same, premise. They find the book.
Yeah.
And then it all goes very wrong.
It certainly does. Yeah,
I definitely do like a lot of some of the different angles they went down. I don't know if it's too soon to go through it. I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, do it anyway. It's fine. We said about the spoilers. So.
Yeah, the part in question where all of the lady's victims, all of Ellie's victims, all rise up together.
Yeah.
And all go after them as they run to the lift. I thought that was cool. I might be wrong. I don't remember that from the previous movies.
No, I'm pretty sure that is a completely new thing. Yeah, I don't recall that either in any of the others. So but that is a new thing.
Characters themselves. So Ellie, she was cool. I think she had a very scary looking face. If that, not to be horrible to her, but
yeah, definitely. I mean, when I saw the original posters and things, it had her on there, didn't it, smiling? And at first, it reminded me of Smile.
Yeah, very true.
Like the poster for that. But obviously, this is a very different film. Luckily,
it was. Yeah, so, but I didn't go in there knowing anything about it. I purposely kept myself in the dark.
Right. Okay.
And just based on the front poster and a nod to Mummy and stuff like that, I was a bit like, where is this going?
Yeah. Yeah. I did think the kind of family dynamic thing was really good. Actually, the contained location I thought was a good touch.
I love that. I've said in the intro that I love claustrophobic horrors, and this absolutely was.
Yeah, it was, without a doubt.
I wasn't sure on the setting, to be fair. I'm so used to the cabin.
Yeah.
And I did find myself missing the cabin, in all fairness. I still love the setting.
Yeah. Did you? I
don't know, I love the
cabin. They had that kind of cold open, didn't they, where it was at was it like a lake house, wasn't it? A cabin, well, cabin, I suppose
it was very much like similar.
Yeah, and it did make me almost wish that the film was set there.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the start. Obviously, we didn't get any time to know any of the characters there, did we? It was just...
I think that was
full on.
Yeah, just to make sure you're paying attention.
That's it. I
mean, we knew something bad. We both knew that they were all going to die. The first three.
Definitely.
I wasn't ready for the scalping to happen that quickly.
That was a welcomed bit of gore, I would say.
Yeah, completely unnecessary, but but I loved it.
And then it was a bit odd, but it was the drone to the face, wasn't it? As well.
That was good. That seemed pointless to me, though. I don't know.
Yeah, how I took that, it was Jessica, wasn't it? Who'd been possessed by the demon and hits herself in the face with the drone. So I presume that was Jessica trying to injure the demon that had gone into her.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
it's a good idea. I just took it as she was just nuts and wanted to just mess herself up.
Possibly.
I don't know.
That's it. Maybe I'm going too deep into it.
So I found sorry to interrupt you, but the
No,
bit,
no, no.
you know the bit where she rises up out of the water
Yes.
and then the writing comes
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
The writing part I thought was amazing.
I love that.
Gave me
yeah.
goosebumps, that.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
find it a bit cheesy, though, where she's like, she's literally rising. So I was like, we get it, you know.
It was a little cheesy, but then, you know, cheese and Evil Dead kind of goes
Yeah.
hand in hand, doesn't it? So
This was definite vibes of the 2013 version, though. They've taken it in a much more
yeah.
nasty route. I suppose that's the best way I
Yeah.
can find.
Yeah, they did. I didn't think there was a lot of humour in it.
No, not really.
A little chuckle now and again. I can't think of any actual points.
I think just for me, it was the
Where I
come
did
get
laugh.
some when she gets the chainsaw at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
made me chuckle a little bit. But
Yeah.
apart from that, I mean, I was actually, this is how silly I am, I was stuck on the fact that they left the pizza.
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah,
I was livid.
Yeah. Like you actually turned and said to me, didn't
Oh, yeah.
you? I'd have eaten that.
Outrageous.
I was
They
like,
drop it, right?
Nothing wrong with that
But
pizza.
then they go back and check the pizza.
Yeah, and they still leave it there.
Yeah, it's just stuck to the lid a bit.
Still leave it there.
Oh,
It looked
come on.
fine.
I was
Bit of cheese fell off.
livid.
but- yeah.
It's like in films, right? People might not notice this, but I do. You know when there's someone lights up a cigarette,
Yeah.
they have like 2 drags and then they get rid of it.
Yeah, chuck it away, don't
Don't-
they? Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't smoke, but that
No,
just
no.
seems wasteful.
Yeah. I know.
Just
I mean,
finish it or don't start it.
think about how much was spent on that pizza. And
There
they
was
just-
like 4
just
pieces
left
there,
it there.
and they
Yeah.
don't have a lot of money.
No, that's true.
I mean, they probably wouldn't have eaten it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But sorry, we went off on a tangent.
No, that's
Characters.
fine. Yeah, let's spin back round.
So Ellie was cool.
I'm just going to quickly touch on the LA set. It was LA, wasn't it? It was supposed to be
I think
LA.
so.
Is it LA?
I think so.
Only because a slight negative, I suppose, but I didn't get any vibe of it feeling like LA. But then they are in a rundown apartment building
Yeah, it's
that's
just a
going to be
very old
demolished.
building.
So I actually really liked the apartment building setting. I thought it did give a really good sense of claustrophobia.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
being trapped inside with no way out.
Yeah, you did get that because then they're trying to get through that door, aren't they? And they
Yeah, that's
cannot
it.
do it for a while.
Yeah, so yeah, I missed the cabin a little bit, but I can also appreciate this new setting.
Oh, it's a good
I
setting.
thought it, yeah.
I just
gave it a
expected
new-
the cabin, don't know why.
new arc. No, that's
Because
fine.
every other one's done it, haven't they?
Yeah, they have indeed. But yeah, let's spin it back to characters. Like you say, Ellie, absolutely amazing. What played by Alyssa Sutherland, was
That's
it?
it,
I
yeah.
think? Yeah, who
Yeah,
I'd never heard of, to be honest.
No, neither did I.
I don't think I'd heard of anyone in the cast,
No.
which I think personally helped the movie.
Yeah.
There
you're
was
not-
no big
yeah.
standout star that you're concentrating on or expect to be the final person. So-
Beth reminded me of someone, but I quickly learned I was wrong. I don't know. I was like, oh, I
Okay.
know her, but then I'm not.
Ash?
Yeah.
No, not Ash.
Yeah.
No, different to Ash. But
I do,
Mia,
I
maybe
do
a bit.
like that at the end, though. I've sort of been doing a bit of investigating,
Yeah,
and where she gets the chainsaw,
yeah,
they've essentially said it's like the passing of the torch now. So
definitely.
they're implying that Beth
Yeah.
is the new Ash. Not, well, you never will be, but
No, I know what you mean.
protagonist-wise,
Yeah, I think so too. And I think she's more than capable of carrying that.
yeah, I think so.
From what we saw in this one.
She starts off quite weak, I guess. Not
Yeah.
her as an actress, solid performance,
Oh, yeah,
but her
yeah.
character,
Yeah,
bit sorry for herself. She's pregnant, isn't she?
yeah,
I
she
remember that.
is, yeah.
Then she ends up taking on pretty much the motherly figure of Cassie.
All by, oh yeah, sorry,
little
taking
one.
yeah, she does, yeah, that's her niece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, taking on her niece, yeah, so maybe they'll follow that on.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Cassie will still be in it, I don't know.
Well, she
If
was
they
great
do-
though, wasn't she, Cassie? She was amazing.
Cassie was
So-
brilliant, yeah, like we had a little chat before, didn't we? I was
Yeah.
saying, I think Cassie, apart from, Ellie,
Yeah.
Cassie was right up there with her performance. I think her timing was just spot on.
Yeah.
And her line delivery for a child was
Oh, it was amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Especially when she's at the door, isn't she? And
Yeah.
the demon's talking to her, and she
Yeah.
undoes the latch, and
That's
then she
it.
gets strangled. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
solid. No, it was
Harsh.
good. Oh yeah, I was.
It was really
at
harsh.
the door.
But, yeah.
But I want to talk about Bridget really quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
I thought her as a main character.
Yeah.
It ends well. What I'm going to say, I found her really boring,
Okay.
just unlikable.
Really?
I just didn't get it. But
Yeah.
when she got mutilated and
Yeah.
burnt up, I was like, she was one of my favourite like monsters in the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Just that
that's surprising.
scarred look, and then she just, she just went from like quite a boring character to just
Right.
amazing in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, that's fair enough. I didn't have the same issue, to be honest. I thought her character was fine.
I just found
No,
it a bit-
nothing outstanding,
Yeah,
but just
that's
fine.
what I mean.
You know.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when
fair
she
point.
became a Deadite, I don't know. She
Yeah,
was
'cause
awesome.
she's the one who had the cheese grater incident,
Oh,
wasn't she?
yeah.
So, which
Yeah,
is,
we both cringed at that.
yeah,
Rakes
definitely.
the cheese grater down her leg.
I did cringe, but I actually think that scene could have been so much nastier.
Yeah, but I think it did
You know?
enough, because anyone that
Yeah.
watches that is like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever caught your finger or your knuckle while you're
Yeah.
grating the cheese, that hurts.
Yeah,
So-
and then the movie, some of the movie posters going around, I didn't understand any of them.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a tower block, but it wasn't. It was a massive cheese grater.
yeah. There's been-
They clearly know that
I
they've
was-
done something there.
they do. I was going to mention the marketing actually.
Yeah, go on.
The posters and the marketing in general, I think has been top notch. To be
Yeah.
honest, there's been so many good posters I've seen.
Yeah,
You know,
it's been
some
brilliant.
real, some fan made. I think. I think there's one by a Creepy Duck Design, which is really, really bloody good.
Yeah,
I just think the marketing has been outstanding. You know, I did watch the trailer, unfortunately, and this is going to be a bit of a gripe.
yeah.
The trailer does show a lot.
Does
from the
it?
film. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't watch it then.
It shows a lot. You don't really think so at the time. I personally was expecting there is more in the film, of course, but
Yeah.
it does show a lot of the big sort of bits.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it then.
yeah, I've got to get away from watching trailers, but I just get so excited for these films, you know. And then
Mine was
I'm like,
born
new trailer. And
Mine was from laziness.
Yeah.
I just we're going to see it.
yeah,
It'll
exactly.
be fine.
No, good shout.
Character-wise, anything else? I don't think there's too much else to stand.
No, I mean, there's
go
not
through.
too many characters, is there? What you got all the kids. So yeah, Cassie we've touched on. Danny again, I thought was fine.
Yeah, cool. Even though it was all
it's
their fault.
All their fault, exactly. Yeah, it really was. I think one of the characters, is it Bridget, who actually
Yeah.
says, "It's all your fault, Daddy,"
Yeah,
or something.
and I
yeah.
think Danny themselves says, "This is all my fault."
Yeah, I think they do, and they're right.
Yeah, it
You
really
know?
is. It really is their
If
fault.
they hadn't have found the book, played the records, etc.,
Oh, gotcha.
then yeah, wouldn't have happened, would it? Wouldn't have had the film. So.
Outrageous.
I do think having the old incantation thing on the vinyl was a good idea.
Yes, that was cool.
That's very different.
And you told me about
So-
something about that incantation that I did not know
I
about.
did, and I only knew this after googling it. So, do you want to say?
Yeah, well, I was doing a bit of research, and then
Mm.
I saw Bruce Campbell's name turn up in the cast, and I was like, he was not in it. It turns out he was the priest reading all the incantations on the vinyl.
Yeah, he was one of them. I'm not sure if he was the one on the first one, or it might be the one on the second one, warning them about the dangers
Yeah.
of it. I think, but he's definitely one of them. So
That was cool.
yeah, that's a
That
nice-
was really cool.
nice
I
little
like that. It
touch.
was a nice touch.
Yeah, I like that.
I think if he'd been in it, I love all the Evil Deads. Do not get me wrong. I think they're
Yeah.
brilliant, but I think the new direction of 2013 and this one's taken in a whole more serious.
Yeah,
Horror.
Yeah, exactly. The older ones, plenty of comedy, isn't there?
Yeah, and they're
Thanks
masterpieces.
to Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think if they were to bring him into it in person, I think it would distract from.
definitely. It'd be a really strange
The rest
mix.
of it.
I do miss him a little, but
Yeah,
he wouldn't fit in with this modern feel. You know, the 2013 Fede Alvarez one, the remake,
I love that.
absolutely disgusting.
It's such a good.
So mean, so horrible, but I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
Yeah, I love it. And again, his comedy wouldn't have worked in that, would it?
No,
So
No,
you know,
I mean, even if they made him play, be serious, he still would have been like, oh gosh.
but then it wouldn't be Ash, would it? If he's serious,
No.
he'd be like, what have they done to Ash?
He wouldn't have
And
a
then-
chainsaw, he'd just have a
so-
stub, wouldn't he, in his hand?
yeah, that's it. So yeah, same with this. I don't think he would have really fit into this.
No.
But yeah, just jumping back to the characters again quickly, we had a couple of characters that were just in there to die, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Was it just the neighbours, wasn't it? A couple
Yeah,
of guys. There's a couple of kids.
Yeah, 2 kids, an old man, and a sort of 20-odd guy.
Yeah, who I thought was going to play a bigger part because he looked like when they've got it was Ellie, wasn't it, on the bed,
Yeah,
and he joins hands with the others, and he's
Yeah.
doing what I then thought was going to be like a mini exorcism,
yeah, he started praying,
and
didn't
he
he?
just did a little prayer,
Yeah,
and then that's kind of all he did.
Yeah,
so
and then he dies.
Yeah, he dies.
a little bit later.
yeah.
It all
Can't
kind of
remember
goes
his
wrong
name.
in that hallway, and you only see it through a peephole.
Yeah, again, I quite liked the little peephole thing you're looking through and seeing
Yeah, I
all
like
this
that.
carnage.
Yeah.
And then the older guy dies.
Well, he blasts her
Yeah,
with a shotgun, and then
that's a really cool scene, to be honest.
yeah,
really
and then
good.
she gets irritated by that, obviously,
Yeah.
as you would,
Yeah.
and then annihilates
It
him.
messes him up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, who had the eyeball?
That was the 20-odd-year-old, I swear it was. No, it wasn't. It was one of the kids.
Right,
the slightly older kid. Yeah, no, so the 20-odd-year-old guy, he got it bitten out of his face.
Oh, yeah.
And then she spat it into the mouth.
Into the young one.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that, as well, is an Easter egg.
Yes, it is.
I think it was in number 2.
It is. It's in number 2, yeah.
I thought that was a nice little touch.
I can't think of the character's name in number 2, but she gets the eyeball in the mouth.
Yeah. But I was just thinking that's such a good little nod.
Yeah.
I mean, at first glance when I saw it, I thought it was a bit grim. Oh, that's it. Yeah, it goes down the throat of Jake.
Okay.
Yeah. Deadeye's head and flew across the room into the mouth of Bobby Joe.
Yeah, lovely bit of gore.
Lovely bit of gore. But looking at that eyeball from the original, you can tell that they've come a long way. That's definitely a ping pong ball.
That is a ping pong ball, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Can't tell what it was in this one. I need to rewatch, to be honest. Need another watch. I'd love to watch it again.
So what about the acting? We don't need to spend too much on that because I think they were all brilliant.
Yeah, I do. I don't think there was a bad performance, to be honest. All the characters, to me, felt fairly believable. As believable as you can in an Evil Dead film.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think Beth started off, not her acting, I think that was class, but again, her character was very, a bit boring, a bit moody, a bit miserable.
Yeah, I think maybe they kind of did that just so she could have that built-up character arc to become the hero.
I mean, at the end of it, I left thinking she was a great character.
Pretty badass.
Yeah.
That's, fair comment. Just a kind of generic character at the start.
It was, I found her a bit moody.
Yeah.
I wanted a bit of fun, but it was cool because there were certain things in there that we both didn't pick up on. So I was looking at this earlier, and in the hallway, the two kids are asking, what's the girl's name? Bridget, sorry.
Yeah, Bridget.
Asking Bridget if she wanted to come round and watch all of the Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought, cool.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know that the bath scene where she tests the water for... I'm getting all their names now. For the young girl, Cassie.
Yeah.
The way she puts her hand in the water is complete nod to Nightmare on Elm Street.
I didn't know that either.
No, neither did I.
And
I never would have thought that.
Again, it makes you want to go back, watch both to compare it, because I'm like that. I have to go and find out every little thing.
There's plenty of Easter eggs that we come to learn. Now, obviously, I could read them all off that people have found, but there's certain ones that I definitely noticed, and the main one for me was the raining blood.
Yeah.
Now, 2013, I'm a huge fan, and that massive scene right at the end with her where she's just getting caked in blood. And they've done that again in this one with the elevator scene, which we now learn again is a nod to The Shining. The blood pours out of that lift.
It definitely does. Yeah, that's a good callback to The Shining.
It was really classy. I liked it.
And like you say, to the 2013 film as well. The other bit, obviously, she got caked in blood near the end as well. When it all comes out the top of the wood chipper.
Yeah.
And just caked in blood again.
Blood, yeah.
So tons of blood and gore in this, which was great. Although this is going to sound like I'm some kind of weird twisted idiot, right? But it was, for me, it wasn't quite nasty and mean enough.
But the whole thing.
The whole thing. It just had. It's like it just. I don't know. Didn't feel quite as mean spirited as the 2013 one.
Yeah, I agree. Because the 13 one was real suffering.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, obviously, still very dark, and there is some really gross scenes in this. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just super desensitised these days.
No, I'm with you. Like the 13 one had moments where it just made you really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Even the noises, like when she's in a shower cutting her own face.
Oh man, yeah.
Just that little noise they played.
Yeah. I think maybe they not cut away quicker in this one, but I don't know. I think they could have just.
Yeah, they didn't let the sort of suffering go on for as long.
Yeah, maybe it's too quick moving. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
the pacing was good. I thought the pacing was good.
That's brilliant. The bit that stuck out for me, gore wise and like uncomfortable wise, is the Marauder. Is that what the monster's called?
It is. Yeah.
The main monster at the end where they sort of blend together.
Yeah.
When Beth is putting the chainsaw slowly through her head, the monster's face.
Yeah.
She's like screaming and then smiling, and it's just. That made me really uncomfortable, but I loved it.
It was brilliant. And the other bit that I really liked gore-wise was the scissors to the face.
Oh, up the nose.
Up the nose, yeah.
Yeah, when she pulls them out,
pretty disgusting.
The comes out after it. Oh,
that's it. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I'm just being a little harsh. There was plenty of gore and plenty of horrible scenes. You got the glass eating scene. You know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But again, see,
then
that was in
out the throat,
but that was in the trailer. Well, not the eating, but or was it? But it was the coming through the neck part was in one of the trailers.
Oh, was
that
it?
I wish I hadn't watched because I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
so
obviously I didn't
maybe,
see it, so-
maybe that's where I went wrong. Maybe because I saw the trailer, I knew some of these scares were coming.
Maybe. They were just sort of like minor things that, like the grater and stuff. They all stick in your mind, but they're all just
Yeah.
little things.
Yeah.
Scissors up the nose is bad though.
Scissors up the nose was bad. Yeah.
I imagine what that must feel like.
No, I don't want to feel that anytime soon. But
Getting your eye bitten out as well.
yeah. So that's what I mean. When we talk about it like this, there is plenty of horrific scenes.
Mm.
So you have the eyeball, the biting of the eyeball, the scissors, the cheese grater,
The wood chipper.
the wood chipper, the chainsaw through the head, the shotgun of her leg come off.
Oh yeah,
didn't it, at
and
one
her arm,
point?
didn't it? I
And
think
her
it took her
arm,
arm
I
off,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'm just...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean though. 13 was more of like a shocker, I think, because
just felt like they had no hope.
and also I think we're used to Evil Dead one way, and then 13 came out. It was a completely different.
That's a really,
beast.
Yeah, that's a good point. We thought we were going to get comedic
Yeah, well,
fun gore. and we
yeah,
got-
you get a vibe, don't you?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they've completely decided to go away from that.
yeah,
and just make it really like mean.
really harsh and mean. Yeah, that's
Just
it.
mean.
Yeah, they did. They
But
did.
while I'm on that,
Yep.
there's a certain gripe I have with it, but not just that. There's a few
Okay.
films that have done this.
Yep.
Whenever like a person is possessed or something, whenever they move, they do the bone breaking sounds.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and in some films I get it.
Okay.
I don't see the point in it in this Evil Dead.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I think what it is, in my head, when I hear that and I see that, it's the demon trying to fit into that human body.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I guess.
So it's like they don't quite fit. Maybe they're, I think of them as being maybe slightly too big, and they're trying to
yeah, that's a
fit
good way
the
of looking
skin
at it.
around them, and so the bones are cracking and the skin's stretching and that kind of.
It's just it always seems like it's just added to be spooky because it is spooky.
Oh, it is. Well, for me, it is. I love a good arm bent the wrong
Yeah,
way, or
yeah.
cracked where it shouldn't, and then,
Yeah, in this one I just felt like it wasn't needed. I don't know.
No.
I might be
Did
wrong
you
on
not
that.
enjoy? See, I thought the initial scene where Ellie gets possessed in the elevator.
That made sense to me.
Yeah, and the bone cracking and like it was all the electrical cables, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, and I immediately thought of 2013
yeah,
because of the Vine scene.
Yeah.
The only difference is obviously you haven't seen 13. Some black gobbledygook
yeah.
kind of enters the main character.
Enters Mia. Yeah.
I won't go too bad with it, but
No.
it's pretty uncomfortable watching again.
Yeah, and I think they almost they cut short of
Yeah.
doing that, didn't they? It looked like they were going to, and then it.
Yeah, because of the way they had her presented. But again, I think the way she was presented was awkward,
Oh, definitely.
and I think that's the kind of what they were going for a lot.
Yeah, that image of her though, kind of.
Yeah, a weird
I
angle.
can't think of the.
It was almost like a
where
teapot.
she's the, yeah that weird angle where she's strung up almost like that is one that will stay in my head, I think.
It is, yeah, because
So-
she's not fully possessed then,
No,
and the sheer look of horror in her face,
I was going to say you can tell she's suffering at that moment.
it's
Yeah.
not nice. Yeah,
So,
there it is. There.
So yeah,
It's,
so that was well done.
Yeah, she don't look happy.
No, definitely not.
You feel really sorry for
although
her.
again, it's my own fault, as in the trailer.
Did you?
I know I'm an idiot for watching. I truly have to stop watching these trailers.
See, I'm
you know.
completely numb. I don't know.
Oh, good. I should have.
Yeah,
You've
you
done
should
the
have.
right thing. You've done
Shame
the right
on you.
thing. So yes, definitely. Right. We've covered characters acting, horror, etc. All that. So let's probably move on to the sound design or something. If you
Yeah.
want. You know, what did you make of the sound in this film? Soundtrack or sound design, sound
I mean-
effects. You know.
I've never normally one to notice sound design too much.
Okay.
I mean, I loved all of it. That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
If I'm not noticing it, it means I'm happy with it.
That's
So
good.
the only thing I noticed that I mentioned was the bone cracking that I didn't think was necessary.
Yeah, that's fair
Um,
enough. The one thing that stood out to me, and this was only because it's in the cinema, when Ellie's outside and they're trapped in the apartment. I don't know if you took this in as well. You could hear like where she was. So I could hear at one point when she's talking, like it was coming out of like the back right speaker in the cinema,
Oh yeah.
and it sounded distant or like not muffled, but you knew, she wasn't in the same room as the characters.
It was designed
The
well
other
for cinema,
characters.
that's for
So
sure.
yeah, so I thought that was really clever. Sound effects I think were fine. Soundtrack I didn't really notice at the time.
No, I didn't.
But I did listen to it after because I
Yeah.
like listening to movie soundtracks and things. So once I'd seen the film, I listened to it the next day, and I wasn't blown away by it. I listened to it by itself. When I rewatch Rise, obviously I'll see about how it is in the movie, the context there.
Course.
But sound effects and the design, generally very good. Yeah, just the soundtrack I didn't overly notice while I was watching.
No, I mean, I remember Danny's music at the beginning.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, this is old man talking, but I was like, it's just so loud.
Yeah, getting on
so
a bit.
turn that off. When Ellie says, get Danny to turn that off, I was like, yes, get them to turn it off. Goodness sake.
Nice.
But no, it was good. Yeah, no issues for me. I think it was spot on.
Yeah, and I think, again, I vaguely remember this when the scissors went up the nose, that made quite a harsh sound. The glass cracking in Bridget's mouth was really crisp and clear.
Yeah, really well. The cheese grater made a nice little
cheese grater.
noise.
Again, chainsaw sound is as you would expect.
Chainsaw sounded brilliant. Wood chipper functioning perfectly.
Yeah. So yeah, top-notch sound design.
Brilliant stuff. Easter eggs.
Easter eggs.
We've gone over Easter eggs quite a bit already.
We have, yeah. So,
I mean, is there any that stood out? I mean,
did we mention the pizza box?
The pizza box is a good one.
We mentioned the pizza.
Yeah, we absolutely mentioned the pizza box.
Yeah, so on the pizza box, there was one before that I saw actually, and so we saw Evil Dead Rise together, and with another good friend of mine, Wes. And Wes and I, as soon as we saw this, we looked at each other and just smirked. On the van, it's just a glimpse of the van out in the car park down in the basement or whatever.
Oh, in the car park,
garage or whatever. It had a chainsaw on the side.
Oh, did it?
So we just kind of looked over and smirked at each other. So I think that was a little nod, obviously.
Yeah.
And then on the pizza box is Henrietta, or there was a face that looked similar to Henrietta, wasn't it?
The pizza place is Henrietta's.
Oh, okay. Oh, so did it have
familiar-looking woman? Yeah.
So it had the name on there as well.
Yeah, the pizza place was called Henrietta's.
Brilliant. There you go.
And that is from Evil Dead 2.
And that's Henrietta Noby, right? From Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. Yeah, Noby, she's the Deadite wife of Professor Noby.
She's in the cellar, isn't she?
She is. Peeking her little head up
through door,
the typical door.
Yes. Okay, any others that we haven't mentioned?
So, I mean, the one I never would have got, and I only know it from reading up on it, was that the chainsaw was yellow for a reason, and that was a nod to Ash's car.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good
so
one.
the Delta 88 car was the yellow vehicle driven by Ash.
Right. That's a good one.
And they designed the chainsaw to match the exact colour of his car.
Exact colour, wow.
Yeah.
That's
a cool little nod.
That is a good nod, yeah, because obviously I was expecting the car to be in it, because when you're in the garage and stuff, I thought maybe one of them would be driving it, but
I mean, we know the bit about come get some. She says that right at the end when she got the chainsaw, doesn't she?
Yeah. And what Evil Dead was that in? Army of Darkness, was it?
I believe so. I think he says them in a lot of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably does.
The main line as well from the film is "Mummies with the maggots now," which is just so cool.
Brilliant line.
But again, that's a nod to the original Evil Dead one, where the Deadites die and then maggots crawl out of their decomposing bodies.
Oh, brilliant!
So again, I might not have picked up on that one straight away.
So the actual line wasn't spoken, was it? But the
maggots.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, I like that.
It's a cool one. We also know that they all shout "Dead by Dawn" over and over again.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, the old "Dead by Dawn." That's brilliant.
From number 2.
And then we've mentioned the eyeball.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
From number 2. Yeah,
Nightmare They obviously did the flying camera again for us when they zoom up to the apartment.
Yeah, like the swooping Raimi cam-like thing, didn't it?
It's just not the same, is it, if it's not got that shot in it?
No, it has to. It absolutely has to have that big whooshing camera shot. That's something we haven't mentioned, actually. Did you think, or did you feel that this was felt like an Evil Dead film? You know, could you feel like Raimi's presence and...
I don't. No.
No?
I wouldn't say. I mean, if you called it something else and we'd gone and watched it, I wouldn't have gone. Well, apart from the obvious chainsaw Easter eggs and that, I wouldn't have gone. That's an Evil Dead film.
Okay, right, yeah.
I mean, that's not criticism because I absolutely love this film, but
it most definitely could be a standalone. Yeah, if you took out some of the Easter eggs, it could. Yeah, it could definitely be its own thing.
So I think the chainsaws, the Easter eggs themselves weren't. I mean, there's some of them that we didn't even know about.
Yeah, that's true, but there are some blatantly obvious
there's some obvious ones, yeah. I mean, the chainsaw itself and come get some.
Yeah, and another one, actually, which I think I spotted near the end when Beth's running towards something. I can't think what. Oh, it might be to get the chainsaw.
Oh, maybe,
And the camera goes really close up on her face, and it shakes from side to side, and she's pulling that expression. That camera shot is in one of the Evil Dead. So again, it might be two, but it's right up close on Ash's face, and he's pulling some crazy face. Yeah, a bit like that. So I think that was actually an Easter egg as well, that nobody really seems to have picked up on that. So I might be wrong, but
they done a good job with it. The Easter eggs were classy, and they weren't cheesy.
No.
I mean, I was waiting for her to go groovy. You know what I mean? I was like, no, don't do it.
If she said groovy, I think the whole cinema would have groaned. To
be
honest.
Yeah. I mean, Come Get Some was cool, but even that was a bit.
Yeah, that was close.
Very close.
Yeah.
Right, so we've gone through camera work, tone and feel.
Yes. One thing I was partially expecting, when the chainsaw come flying off the back of the grinder, I thought it was going to cut her hand off.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
So I was
then she slots it off.
I was thinking, here we go. Arms coming off.
A new arm, and just like Ash.
And I'm glad it didn't. Yeah. Because again, that might have been a bit too on the nose.
Yeah, doesn't she? But she cuts her hand badly, doesn't she? Now you're saying that. I swear Beth's hand gets cut open or something.
Does someone get stabbed through the hand?
I swear it's Beth.
It might be.
It's right at the beginning where she's like, "What are you doing?" sort of thing. She shoves that knife through her hand.
Yeah. Oh, see, there's even more.
Do you think that's an Easter egg? I don't know. Are we reading into it too much?
No, probably a bit too much. Yeah. If she'd have lost the hand, then definitely.
No, I feel very clever if that was an Easter egg.
Yeah. Well, you can have that. There's one if you want.
I'm an expert. No, not really.
Cool. Okay. Right. So, special effects and stuff. What did you make of all that? I mean,
I loved them.
Yeah,
I thought it, but not one point did I think that it was. I mean, I know it's fake, but I didn't think any of them were done badly.
No, there was only a couple of bits for me really, and I think that's where like the demon possessed characters were like flying around or like doing a massive leap towards.
In the hallway, a lot of that.
Yeah, that's the only time I noticed any slight.
And when she's
but that I don't
climbs on the bathroom ceiling, doesn't she? She jumps out of the bath.
Yeah, I can't really tell, which is a bit surprising, if it was mostly practical or CGI. I think it was a lot of practical work.
Yeah. I mean, you were explaining about the Marauder at the end and how it wasn't CGI.
Apparently, well, some of it might have been, but apparently it was an actual practical thing.
And I absolutely love that monster.
Which, if it is, I'll be super intrigued to see.
That thing creeped me the hell out.
Yeah, it's really good. It felt like a Resident Evil style.
Yeah, I was thinking monster. Of the Thing.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah. But it was amazing. Just merging together in this big, blobby, brutal, disgusting
and
final boss mess.
That's it. And it didn't look like a messy CGI thing.
No, not at all.
I mean,
the bit where they're going through the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Just seeing each one of the siblings go through that chipper first.
Yeah, that was, again...
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But I loved that. I absolutely loved that final monster.
It was brilliant. I wasn't expecting that.
No, not at all.
Because the book actually had different pictures in it, didn't it? Than the other ones. This was detailing like what things coming out of somebody's mouth, and then it showed people ripping somebody open, which is how this big monster thing came about. It's like the whole family sticking together thing, and then the kids climbing into the mum, making this big family mutant beast thing.
It was messed up, but I loved
absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I like that too. So special effects I think were pretty top notch, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think also the way they summoned the Deadites or whatever, summoned the evil.
Yeah.
That was quite a cool twist on it, because normally it's some Wally reading from the book. I mean, Danny still was a Wally and
absolutely
opened the book,
played the records, but
and then played the record on top of it.
Yeah.
And then the only thing with the storyline is Danny, I think, should have realised that they'd made a mistake a lot sooner.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It took Beth. It took Beth herself a long time to be like, "Oh, we should try and undo this." And I was like, "Well, yeah,
that's true."
But you let it go a bit far before you realise that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I suppose that if you're in that moment, you might not be thinking that, but
they're probably just trying to stop getting slaughtered by the mum or Ellie, weren't they? More so at the start.
I suppose getting the book was a little bit of a stretch as well. Like an earthquake makes a hole.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but I also think that it wasn't a bad way.
No, not at all.
Just structurally wise.
I think it was the pizza that upset me.
Yeah, the pizza really did, I know. Yeah, you were adamant that...
I mean, I was already annoyed by the drink. My first gut reaction was like, why is the smallest child holding all the drinks? Because having kids, I know they're going on the floor.
Bound to spill them, yeah.
And this one had legitimate reasons. There was an earthquake, but I was still like, oh, for God's sake, what a waste.
Yeah. Could have took the book, or Danny could have took the book and the pizza.
Yeah.
On the way back up.
What a waste.
Surely.
Because at that point, they were still fine.
What was Bridget holding at that point?
I don't know, but
Nothing.
she was just looking after... Yeah, I know. See what I mean? Bridget was useless.
Like, come on, Bridget, pick up the pizza.
She was just looking after the little one, I think, wasn't she?
So, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I would have eaten that pizza.
Without a doubt.
So wasteful.
I'm imagining it's still there, in my head.
I reckon the film crew ate it.
Or the demons sitting there going,
Thanks. Having a break between flesh.
That's it. So, okay, right, yeah, let's move on then, shall we? We agree the special effects are pretty damn special, so...
Yeah. One-liners, we sort of touched on one-liners, haven't we?
We have, yeah, one-liners, so...
Come get some. Dead by Dawn.
Yeah, Mummies with the Maggots.
Mummies with the Maggots.
Yeah.
There was a few of them, but again, they didn't overdo it.
No, that's it. You weren't bombarded with them all the time.
Not at all. So I mean, I can only really think of two straight off the bat.
Yeah. No, decent.
Really good.
Okay, final girls.
What's in the ones that were left?
Yeah, so obviously by the end of the film we end up with Beth, which will probably be to nobody's surprise.
Yeah.
But we also end up with Cassie.
Yes.
So the youngest child of Ellie, who was possessed. So Beth and her niece Cassie survive, and I'm pretty happy it was those two, to be honest.
I am, but I have a gripe.
Go for it.
Well, one's a good gripe and one's more of a typical one. As soon as you see any small child, you know they're going to live. Now, I'm not saying here I want the little child to die, because I'm not that kind of monster.
No.
But it's just very predictable at that point.
Yeah, that's true. But I actually did. I wanted her to survive.
Oh, good.
She was a good character.
Don't get me wrong. I did want her to. I would never want the little child to die.
I mean, I did wonder as we were watching. There's not that many characters in the film, so I was thinking, who is actually going to die?
Oh, gotcha.
Because, you had the family of a family of 5, weren't there? There was 5 of them in total. And then you're like, okay, well, who else? I was expecting there to be a bit of a rampage through the apartment block and everyone getting slaughtered.
I did like the siblings sort of got possessed and stuff, because I found that quite sad. I was like, no, the family.
It did add a bit more emotion to it, definitely.
Yeah.
Because obviously you don't want any of the kids to die.
No, God, no.
We're both parents.
Absolutely.
So, it does hit home a little bit more.
But my other gripe, is... but this is a good gripe, is that I never, for 1 minute, thought that Beth was going to be the main one.
Oh,
I don't know whether I was just naive.
Oh, okay.
But I never looked at all of them and said, Beth will be the main person.
Who did you think would be the main person?
I don't think I even thought that far ahead, to be honest. Part of me thought that everyone would die but the little girl.
Okay, yeah.
Somehow she would just make out, or like Beth would sacrifice herself.
Yeah, and then Cassie
to
gets
save
out.
Cassie.
Yeah.
I'm happy with how it ended.
Can you imagine if Cassie picks up the chainsaw?
I would have been alright with that.
That'd have been brilliant, yeah.
She does. Yeah. Does she help her though at the end? I swear she does. I probably got that wrong.
I can't remember. I only saw it Friday.
I know she's left on her own with the monster for a little bit though, isn't she?
Yeah, because Beth gets locked out.
Doesn't
she? Yeah.
That was scary.
It was scary.
So don't kill her.
Although, saying that, it would have been scary, but I don't actually think the film was overly scary.
No. Definitely wasn't scary. There was one jump scene, but I can't remember what it was. But I remember going, oh, damn.
Okay. I didn't overly feel scared at any point or overly tense.
No.
But then I don't really go to an Evil Dead film to be scared.
No, you go for the blood and guts, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. It's more an entertaining...
How you can be shocked almost.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So, and it definitely delivered on that.
Yeah, so that weren't a negative. Yeah.
But overall, Final Girls, I think they were great.
Yeah, glad it was those two. Beth carrying on the franchise if it does get sequels.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see them, her and Cassie, in a few years' time where they're at, in a relationship, where they're living, or how it's going.
Yeah, same.
And then I imagine, hopefully, I don't want them to suffer, but hopefully the evil finds them again, and we have another new fun time. Or maybe
I think we will.
They even go out to a cabin to hide themselves away.
I mean, that's not a bad shout.
Mm-hmm.
Cabin's probably not the best idea
back to
for
the
them.
cabin,
They clearly haven't seen the other Evil Dead.
No, exactly.
The other thing, actually, it wouldn't just be Cassie and Beth, though, would it? Because Beth's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
I'd completely forgotten until literally now.
I mean, if she's still pregnant at the end of that, then well done.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She went through a lot.
She did indeed. So yeah, if
that adds a new level of
Yeah.
tenseness
So
because
there
she'll have to
could be-
protect the baby,
Yeah.
or she'll be heavily pregnant. Who knows when the film will be set?
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point. Or maybe they'll go a completely new direction.
And I hope we don't have to wait 10 years.
That's, yeah.
For the next one.
I don't, but I also don't want them to rush into it.
No, don't rush it.
You know,
but
because
10 years is a bit
It
long.
could all then go wrong. Yeah, no, I agree.
But saying that, 2013 holds a special place in my heart, I think, because it
Definitely.
just came out of nowhere, however many years after the first three.
Yeah, and I don't
Left
think...
its mark, and then that's all we got for a good long
and
while.
I don't think people are expecting it to be good.
No, I
You
know what
know,
you mean.
to be honest, you think remake, oh no. But
Yeah. That's what I mean. They went
it's
in a
incredible.
totally different direction and made it a serious horror.
Yeah, they did indeed.
Love it.
And this one is mostly serious, isn't it? I would
Oh,
say.
yeah,
So
no,
it
it's-
is more in the vein of 2013 than 1981.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
well, no,
third-
so 81 was supposed
Was
to
the
be a
first
serious
one,
one, wasn't it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It
something
was
like
the
that.
comedy. I think the comedy came into it from number 2.
Yeah, 2 stands out more.
So yeah,
I mean, I've seen all of them, but I do
Oh, yeah.
like 2 and 3
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, without a doubt.
But 3, yeah, I do remember the little miniature ashes running around,
Yeah.
and there's no way you can take that seriously.
No, you really can't.
Poor Ash.
Yeah, poor Ash. Right, so yeah, it kind of leads us on nicely to sequel ideas then.
Yeah.
I have been doing a bit of digging online, as you know, and it's mentioned in this film that there's 3 volumes of the Necronomicon.
Yes.
Yeah, so apparently the rumours and stuff going round is that they could do like a multiversal film with the old Evil Deads, with Ash having one Necronomicon.
I'm
The
so
2013 Evil Dead had a different Necronomicon, didn't
Mhm,
it? And then
yeah.
now we have this one. So we have all 3 in play now, pretty much.
I'm so on board for this if they can
So
somehow
they
make that
could
happen.
somehow. I mean, I've got no clue how they're going to bring all that together. But can you imagine? You know,
Well, I mean,
bringing all of them in the
in
same.
Army of Darkness, he goes back to medieval times, isn't he?
Yeah,
So there's clearly
yeah.
a way with that book. I don't know how you would do that seriously and not comically.
No, that's what I was just going to bring up. Tonally, though, how would it all fit together? Because obviously, Bruce Campbell, absolute great, love him. He's going to bring the comedy, but then
Yeah.
you'll have Mia and you'll have Beth, and both of their films are super serious.
I suppose that happens a lot in film. You know, I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but The Mummy,
Yeah,
like Rick O'Connell was always a bit of a joker.
yeah.
And
it's
then
true.
there's like Anux and Amun and Imhotep
yeah,
that are obviously very serious,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that kind
that's-
of that works. I mean,
Yeah,
that's one of my
that's a-
favourites. But
I like the Mummy. That's a good
it's so
example.
good. Not number 3 though.
No, I haven't.
3
seen
was
number
rubbish.
3. I didn't bother. Yeah.
Rachel Wise wasn't in it. I just don't see the
Okay.
point. I don't like it when they have the same character but a different actress. I get that it happens, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't like it. It
Right.
just doesn't
Oh,
make sense.
so
to
what?
me.
Her character was in it, but played by someone else.
Yeah, so Rick O'Connell's wife
Yeah.
was in it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't Rachel Wise.
Right, I see. Yeah, I'm not a
Um,
fan of that.
Don't know why that happened, but yeah, I just.
No idea.
And I think Imhotep was such a good mummy as well.
Yeah.
They changed it to like I think it was Dragon King. I can't remember
Oh,
exactly.
yeah,
But
yeah, something like that, wasn't it?
yeah, it wasn't quite the same for me.
No,
But they might be bringing a new one out. That's what I've just seen.
nice. That's cool.
No,
That's
I'm
cool.
definitely on board. Sorry, tangent.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I think the comedy and seriousness, I think it can work.
It'd be a strange clash, though, wouldn't it, to try and merge
Yeah.
these ones all together?
But I think they could make Ash more serious though. He's old now. He's a lot older.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I think he'll even come out saying he's retired, Ash, though, didn't he?
Oh, maybe.
So, that
But
might
they
be
could
a stumbling
easily
block.
bring him back
But-
in as like an old man.
Yeah, or maybe could they bring in Who Survived? Have you seen Ash versus Evil Dead?
Not all of it.
Okay, I won't delve too deeply into it, but I was just trying to think who survived that. Maybe they could bring one of those characters in with.
But even those
With the
characters are quite
So,
comedic as well. The
Yeah,
TV
that's-
series is quite comedic as well. It's
that's
only
true.
the-
I'm just trying to think of a Bruce Campbell replacement if he wouldn't. Well, then maybe just don't do that multiversal thing.
yeah, maybe
maybe
they
let's-
just find
let's
the book
just-
somehow. Or something.
Let's maybe think of sequel ideas for this current
Yeah,
set of characters. You know.
I mean, again, as I just touched on, I think if they obviously escape,
Yeah.
and I think following on to them would be the natural way to do it.
Yeah.
Either
definitely.
that or that they've gone
Yep.
and the evil remains in this apartment block, and then I don't know, the demolishing people, the police come in, and then it then spreads out throughout all of LA.
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
it
that's
grows and
quite cool. Yeah, I quite like that.
No, 'cause it's all
out in the
contained,
city.
isn't it?
Yeah,
She's
so it's
very-
actually-
she's very focused on killing the
Mm.
family.
Yeah. Yes, she is. Yeah.
So either that obsession will carry on and she'll
Yeah.
follow Beth and Cassie off into wherever they are,
Yeah. Yeah.
or they'll just be like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
and then out of the blood and guts and stomach,
Mm.
I don't know, or maybe, you know, did she have the book at the end of it? I don't think she did she?
No, I don't think so. No, but it'll always be around, won't it? You know?
Well, that's what I mean. I
Yeah.
reckon another way
It's
is
still,
that.
no, the book would still be in that apartment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When
Wouldn't
the
it? Yeah.
police come in or something,
Yeah.
they'll probably find the
Well,
book.
funny you should say that because something else did actually survive, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
what-
do you remember? So let's go back to the opening
Yeah.
for a second.
Oh, yeah.
The scene at the
Oh,
lake
yeah.
house or the cabin, let's say, was set one day after
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise. So it comes up with that little flash at the bottom saying when we go to the apartment building, it says one day before. doesn't
Yeah.
it? And then you actually see how Jessica becomes possessed
Yeah.
and ends up at the lake house.
But
and
how does she
throws
get
herself
possessed?
in the face. Well, the demon's still alive, isn't it?
Yeah, but I
So
just
she's
think,
in
how
the
did
car
it go
park.
from...
So after what's kind
Oh,
of funny,
yeah,
right?
so I forgot all
what's,
about
what's
that,
kind
yeah.
of funny is she comes wandering out down
The
the
shop
stairs,
near
except
the
like
cemetery,
nothing's
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
So like didn't hear any of it.
And then she spots all the blood, doesn't
And then
she?
and then has a massive shock when she sees all the blood, and then gets
Ah,
possessed.
yeah.
So then clearly drives to the lake house, or
Yeah,
goes
she's
with
not
her friends to the
Fully
lake house.
possessed at that point, I
No,
guess, is she?
no, that's it. So it really gets her, doesn't it, when she gets there?
I forgot all about
Yeah,
that.
that's what I mean. So when I was watching Rise, I'd forgotten about the opening scene.
Yes, so did
until we
I.
got to the end scene, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot.
That was cool when she walked out.
So the demon is still around. So
Yeah.
she hasn't killed it. She has literally only killed. Beth has only killed her sister.
Yeah, the physical
and
side of it, yeah.
niece and nephew. You know,
Yeah.
So yeah, the physical side.
But then where does... Because, yeah... Where can that go from where she's coming out of the water at the cabin?
I suppose it could go off on a new story.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where I wonder where would it go. Will
Yeah.
that evil go back after Beth? That suggests to me that it's not, because she's more focused on scalping and...
Yeah,
Killing the bloke
they're
and
at, and they're at some lake.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it could go anyway,
I don't know.
couldn't it?
That's what I mean. It could go off in either of those two directions. Yeah, with Beth, or at the lake, or something completely different.
I feel like the passing of the chainsaw
Yeah,
suggests that it's going to stay with her
yeah, I do.
in some way.
Yeah, I do. But then Mia had the chainsaw, and
Yeah,
we didn't get anything. You know, we didn't
Yeah.
get anything from that. So, I mean, it's done. Looking at the numbers, it's done well at the box office so far.
Yeah, it's done really
So
well.
you know, fingers crossed we'll get some sequels.
Oh, I'd love to.
Just not rushed ones.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
okay, let's maybe just. Where would you rank this, maybe amongst all the Evil Deads? 'Cause I know you're a huge fan.
I am. Shall I go in order of least favourite to favourite, I guess?
If you can, I mean, I'm struggling to be honest.
I can do that.
But yeah, go on then.
So it's going to be really controversial, I think.
That's all right.
My least favourite is the
Yeah.
original, number one.
No, I completely understand that. Yeah, because I've been wondering if to put that at the bottom myself.
Yeah,
So-
it's brilliant, and again, you know, a bit like when we went and watched The Birds, it did a lot for cinema and it did
Yeah.
a hell of a lot for horror movies. But I just wouldn't pick it.
Yeah.
If you were to
That's
say,
all right.
let's watch An Evil Dead, I wouldn't
Oh
pick
yeah.
that.
No. I know which one I'd straight go for. But yeah, go on. Yeah,
Would
carry
you-
on.
Yeah, okay, right. Mine almost goes in order of release, except for the end. So my second favourite is Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
I think it was absolutely brilliant, nice
Yeah.
and funny,
Yeah.
good effects for how old it was.
Yeah.
Came out the year I was born, so
Oh, did
you
it?
know, yeah,
Oh, nice.
1987.
Okay.
My next favourite is Evil Dead, yeah, Army of Darkness.
Yep. Nice.
Even though it's a bit silly, I love
Yeah.
the going back to the medieval times and
Yeah, it's so different.
the weird
Yeah.
demon overlord thing and the
Yeah,
miniature.
yeah.
I think it was just really funny. I think
Yeah.
just the age I was, obviously I was
Yeah.
5 years old. I probably watched it a couple of years later, so it was a good time.
Yeah. Proper, truly turned Ash into an action hero.
Oh yeah, it was so cheesy.
Yeah.
Even I think I'm seeing the front picture there where he's got his shirt ripped off. And
Yeah. Yeah.
he's just
he
like
did
an
indeed.
80s glamour god.
That's it. Yeah.
And then my next one is the brand new one, Evil Dead Rise.
Okay.
And then the 2013 Evil Dead is easily my favourite.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love everything about that film. I love the main actress. I love the gore, the
Yeah.
rain, the suffering, the
I
sadness.
was going to say the harsh, disgusting bleakness of it
just,
all.
just everything about it is so
Yeah.
miserable and brutal that I just...
Yeah.
And I think when it came out, again, like I said, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just smashes you in the face
Yeah.
from the start.
Nice.
I love it. What about you? Have you got any particular favourites?
Off the top of my head here, because I've been trying to think about it, and it's tricky. I haven't seen Army of Darkness for a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I rewatched 1 and 2 recently. I was hoping to rewatch Army of Darkness as well, but I didn't get time. So, again, I'm going to agree and put Evil Dead 1 at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
Yeah.
There's not a bad film in the series.
No,
for
definitely
me.
not.
They're all very good movies, okay?
Yeah.
So one at the bottom, and then I'm probably going to say... This is where it gets a bit tough. Because I haven't seen Army of Darkness for so long.
Yeah,
so I'm going to put Army of Darkness next.
Fair enough,
so fourth. Then Rise.
Okay.
Then the remake, and then right at the top, Evil Dead 2.
Really?
Yes, I think
nice.
it's virtually perfect for me.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2. It has everything. It has the gore. It has the comedy. It's just an amazing film.
I feel like I want to change one of my choices. I want to put Army of Darkness second as well.
Okay.
And then Evil Dead 2 third.
Okay. So hang on. So
it goes Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Rise, and then 2013.
Okay. Right.
Nothing's beating 2013 for me.
No. And you put Rise second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. I really enjoyed Rise.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it was intentional. For the first half, I found myself going, this is okay.
Yeah.
Pretty typical.
Yeah.
But then the last half, they were basically like, right, here we go.
That's brilliant. Yeah. That's it.
You're going to be assaulted for the next hour or 45 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Once it got moving, it did not let up.
It didn't stop. It went up a gear.
Yeah, there were so many little gory set pieces, which we touched on earlier.
I'm probably going to get killed for not putting number 2 higher, but that's just my own
right,
taste.
Yeah. Like we both agreed, there's not a bad film in the franchise.
No,
so
not at all.
You know, I think with the Evil Dead series, you can put them in any order, and everyone will go, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would put Army of Darkness as their worst, though.
I think so. Yeah, although it's getting a bit more of a sort of recognition these days, isn't it?
I really enjoy it. It's just it's a bit goofy.
I'm gonna go back and watch it soon.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
So, what are your overall thoughts, and Bruno? What do you take away from it?
Really enjoyed it. It's a super solid Evil Dead film for me.
Yeah.
Had I wouldn't say a slow start, but we had to get to know the characters and the setting.
Yeah.
And the setup. To be honest, I loved the opening.
Yeah.
Didn't really see that coming. I was thinking, okay, well we're a lake, we're a little.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what?
Oh, okay. Just going straight into
the apartment building, so that was a welcome surprise. For me, it felt Evil Dead-like. Almost, I could kind of tell it was made by somebody who is an Evil Dead fan, you know, with all the callbacks and the swooping camera shots and that kind of thing. Just a very solid, gory, brutal Evil Dead film. Like I say, there was a little bit of humour I found now and again. I can't remember the exact points. Wasn't as nasty as 2013, like we say, but I don't think that will hinder it. I think it'll appeal more to casual horror fans.
Yeah,
it can stand alone as just
its
a general horror movie.
Yeah.
You don't have to have loads of knowledge of the Evil Dead franchise or anything.
Most of it's Easter eggs anyway, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and like we said, well acted. Loved the fact that everyone was pretty much unknown in it. A really good shot at an Evil Dead film. I'd be more than happy for Lee Cronin to direct some more.
I'm fully on board.
So what are your final?
I mean, there's not much else to add to that, really. I loved it. It was an excellent film.
Yeah.
As I've obviously mentioned, 2013 was a big favourite of mine, and I just noticed them paying a lot of respect to that film. They do a lot of nods to it.
Definitely. The
blood rain in the wrapped up in the elevator.
Yeah.
They did a couple of nods to the older ones, but I think a lot of their respect was being paid to the 2013 movie. So I loved that.
Okay.
All the actors and actresses were incredible. Sound was incredible. The gore was incredible.
Yeah.
And I especially love that Marauder. That's going to stick in my mind for a long time as one of my favourite monsters.
Without a doubt.
Because that was just... They were... whatever you want to call it.
It was an incredible thing.
Was just brutal and horrible. And as I said, the chainsaw through the head at the end
Yes.
whilst the siblings get sucked through a wood chipper.
Yeah.
That's a scene that I will remember fondly.
Yeah.
And that sounds twisted, but
one I can't wait to see again.
Yeah,
to be honest. So
slightly twisted to say that's a fond memory, but it is.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
yeah,
So,
but a comforting scene for us, right?
Yeah.
You know.
would we give it a rating? Are we going to do a rating out of 10?
Oh, I mean, we can. I'm probably a solid 8 for me.
I absolutely agree.
I think, yeah,
Nice
8 out
solid
of 10
8 out of
seems
10.
about right. You know, in my
If you
eyes.
haven't
So,
seen it, or you haven't seen any Evil Deads,
watch them all.
get yourself. Yeah, well, firstly,
what
watch
are
them all.
you doing? Yeah, of course.
But again, like Ben said, you don't need to know anything about the old ones.
No, you can go straight in with this one.
If you
Yeah.
love a brutal, gory fest, go and get yourself down to the cinema.
Yeah.
And
I
watch
mean,
it.
if you're at the end of this podcast episode and you haven't seen it, we've kind of ruined a lot of it for you. So,
Yeah.
you know, but
We have, but you still should see it. 'Cause
yes,
you may know what we're talking about when the film, when it's happening.
yeah,
But until you see this stuff, and especially until you see that Marauder on the screen,
oh yeah,
you're doing yourself a disservice.
It's a true sight to behold. Yeah,
It really is.
so
So I think that
Right.
covers it.
I think it pretty much does. You know, is there anything else you want to add in there, or?
No, just thanks again, everyone, for listening. How long have we been going on for today?
Yeah, nearly an hour on one film, mate.
Well,
It might have a lot of bored listeners this time
Wait.
round. Who knows?
wait until there's an anthology to go
Oh
for.
my God.
Set yourself 8
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
aside.
Yeah.
No, thank you everyone for listening again, guys. We generally love doing this, and we're gonna do it as much as possible. So if you like it, or if you've got any ideas or anything really, just let us know. Get in touch. We're on every social.
That's it. Yeah. I was just going to say as well, I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie itself. So if you've got any strong views on Evil Dead Rise that you want to let us know about, then yeah, please do. Like Grant was saying, thanks for listening, and we'll see you all soon.
See you later.